for a while, we had all these pocket passers dominating the NFL. The Peyton Mannings, the Roethlisbergers, the Drew Breeses that just stood in the pocket and picked you apart. But in recent years, we're starting to see more of these mobile quarterbacks take center stage. And so I guess my question to you, Jay, is it's a great weapon to have on your offense, but as a play caller, as a coach, it comes with a lot of risk too. So do you feel that it's riskier to play or lean on a mobile running quarterback?
I do not. I think it's just as risky to lean on a quarterback that can't move because he's going to get bludgeoned in the pocket. I mean, you got to pick up all these blitzes. It's pretty hard. The non-mobile quarterback better be really, really smart. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana. These guys were incredibly smart, could protect themselves with the protections and knew where the problems were so they could move away from them and get the ball out. Mobile quarterbacks that may not be as smart, they can elude rushes and they can run for first downs. You can have quarterback design runs that really puts defenses in jeopardy as far as the numbers count go. You pick up a blocker basically when you have a mobile quarterback. The defense has to have one more in a box for you. Otherwise, they're going to be one short. So having a mobile quarterback gives you more options. Obviously, there's more risk. We understand that. But as a play caller, you have to do a good job to protect him and make sure you don't overuse him. Body size makes a big difference. Cam Newton back in the day, Josh Allen, these are big, huge men. You could run between the tackles with these guys. Jaden Daniels, some of the smaller guys, Kyler Murray, maybe once a game on a quarterback draw or something like that, but you don't want to make a living doing that. You still want to get them outside on the perimeter because that's where the damage is done. Look at Lamar last night and what he's doing outside the pocket. He's got a frail body. He's missed some time, and when he does miss time, they lose. When you're starting quarterback, whether it's a mobile quarterback or a stationary quarterback, when they get hurt, you're probably going to lose. The tough thing is making sure your backup quarterback has a similar skill set to your starter. Marcus Mariota in Washington is a good example because he came in and they were able to execute the same game plan with the quarterback runs, his own reads, and his mobility really helped out in a pinch against Carolina. So, I think a lot of it depends on the quarterback. Would you rather have Tom Brady or would you rather have a guy like Michael Vick? Well, give me Tom Brady in the rings. However, it would be fun as hell to coach Michael Vick, right? I don't think you can worry too much about injuries. You just have to be aware of the situation, when you need the runs the most, how you put the defense in jeopardy, how you really challenge the defense with your personnel groupings and your formations and your quarterback design runs, your non-quarter, your bootlegs, your zone reads. It's fun as hell to coach a mobile quarterback because you have so much more on your sheet to call. So I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah, I just like really, really good quarterbacks, whether they're mobile or not.
Yeah, I think when I look at defenses and defensive coordinators, you kind of listen to some of their meetings and what they got to stop going into games. It's like they all freak out about the scramble play that a quarterback makes. Like you got them in the pocket, you got guys covered, and they just do, and they're Kyler Murray's down the sidelines for 40 and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels, same way. These guys they're just dynamic with their legs that can make some plays, changes the game.
Yeah, there have been a lot of mobile quarterbacks now, Colt, as you well know, that have failed miserably. So you can't just say, I want a mobile quarterback. This mobile quarterback better be able to do multiple things. Jaden Daniels can do multiple things. He can stand within the pocket. He can deliver the ball accurately. If you have a mobile quarterback that can't throw within the pocket, you're not going to be very successful. You might as well put a running back there. So it's very rare to have the mobility of a quarterback that can really hurt a defense and the ability to throw the ball like Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. What they're doing right now has been hard to stop for any defense.
Yeah, I can give a good example from the offensive line perspective. Okay, go ahead, Q.
No, I was gonna toss it up to AQ and you, Pugh. Like, you've played with mobile quarterbacks, guys who can run. How hard is it being an offensive lineman, in pass protection, block, and then he takes off and like having to let go? Is there a challenge that's presented, when you're blocking for these mobile quarterbacks?
Yeah, listen, I think it can be a blessing and a curse, right? Like, I think there's so many good things because you don't want to take the athlete out. Like, you don't want to take those explosive plays out and tell them, hey, listen, stay in the pocket, right? Because a great example, Justin, sorry to kind of throw you under here a little bit, but we were playing at Cincinnati with Kyler. I think it was, maybe week 6 of the season, and it's a tie game. 2019, and Justin's going against Geno Atkins, who we all know Geno Atkins is an absolute stud, right? Geno hits Justin with an inside move, and Justin just kind of gets enough of him, but Geno takes himself out of the B gap, and Kyler goes up the B gap for 50, gets us in field goal range. We kind of run 3 run plays, and you get it. But it's like, those are the plays you love. The plays where it's like, oh, man, I just got beat, but he just turned this into a 35-yard gain. The only person that's going to know that I got beat on that play is my O-line coach and the coach the next day. Everybody else is just going to remember the 35-yard gain, right? But then there's so many plays where a pressure comes, he starts drifting this way, starts to escape left. The left tackle feels real good about it and runs his D end right into him for a 15-yard loss, right? And those are the things. Those are the things that as an offensive lineman, you know, you sit there and you think he's going to be in the pocket because that's the only way you can block it. You're never blocking for the scramble or blocking for the explosive play around the edge, right, that he's just going to take. And when he does it, it kind of surprises you. And then you look like an idiot while you just gave up a 15-yard sack. I mean, Justin, you probably got some more experience playing tackle, kind of can give a little bit more insight on that.
Yeah, I was going to give for 5 years. I mean, look, he's got the Super Bowl trophy out now, and he's over there just crushing me. No, I'm just kidding. Geno Atkins, a heck of a player. Kyler made me look really good. And I had 5 years of playing with Eli Manning. I wouldn't put him in the mobile quarterback conversation. And then I had 5 years of playing with Kyler Murray. And when I was with Eli Manning, the ball always came out on time. You always knew where he was going to be. He was always setting up at a certain spot. And I remember talking to some of my buddies that were on the Eagles, and they were like, oh, we love playing against the Giants and we love playing against Eli Manning. Back to your point, Colt, you knew where that quarterback was going to be. And a guy and a defensive coordinator, like a Spagnuolo in Kansas City or a Flores right now in Minnesota, they are going to heat that guy up in the pocket. And if he doesn't make the right reads and get the ball out on time, he is going to have a long day. As an offensive lineman, you appreciate that because hey, we got to make checks. We're picking up protections. There's rules. We live in a society. I leave and go to Arizona. We draft Kyler Murray first overall, and there were no rules. We didn't live in this society. We were playing backyard football at times, and you had no idea where it was going to be. But yeah, if you're on edge against a great defender, you're going to look a whole lot better. The Buffalo Bills and that offensive line, a lot of times Josh Allen gets them out of some predicaments. So if you look at the sack numbers, they don't tell the whole story from time to time, actually how the offensive line's playing. You also have to play 11-on-11 football. All of a sudden, Kyler Murray keeps it on his own option read or he takes off in a scramble, and you have to have a spy on him. So I will say it's a whole lot more fun playing with some of these dynamic quarterbacks that can make you look much better at times than maybe you even are. But I think that standing in the pocket, delivering the ball, having rules, kind of living in the society is the way you're going to win rings. So it just depends on what you're looking for. I think we'd all take the rings in the Tom Brady in this scenario.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes doesn't move around at all. He's got a couple. But anyway, good point, Justin.
Thanks, Jay. Jay, where's your Super Bowl trophy back there?
I got one. I was assistant coach with my brother in 2001. Yeah.
I think when you look at these mobile quarterbacks, my point is that, like, the mobile quarterbacks who last, accuracy is number one. These guys are accurate. Kyler Murray can put the football anywhere. You watch Jaden Daniels over the first 5-6 weeks of the season. He can make any throw out there, and that's their number one attribute. Their skills to be able to get out of the pocket, to maybe run a zone read, just add another layer to your offense. I've seen a lot of running quarterbacks throughout the years just lean on running the football. They're not seeing it well. They're not throwing it well, so they just start playing point guard, and it's create a play as much as you can. And when you go straight into that, that's when you get problems. That's when you're not consistent. That's when you see injuries. So these mobile quarterbacks that can throw the football, one, are the guys that you're seeing sustain their careers and play longer. It's just you hold your breath sometimes when you're dealing with them out of the pocket, not sliding, not getting down, not doing those things. But I was never able to make a crazy play running down the sidelines like Kyler Murray is, raising his hands up at the 40-yard line and just at the sprint to the end zone. Those things change the game.
You had a quarterback draw for touchdown on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys. Remember that, Colt?
Catching
to seal the game?
Yeah, that's right.
Damn right.
That's right.
Yeah. You don't have to be like a 4-3 guy to be a mobile quarterback. Just avoid the rush and rush for a first down. We had Kirk Cousins for a number of years.
I mean, come on. Like we're talking about the real dynamic quarterbacks. Like when you said Mahomes, I don't think if you name the most, mobile quarterbacks and rushing quarterbacks, you're not putting Mahomes in your top 5 or 10 in the NFL right now, are you?
Mobility? Did you see his run the other day? Do you see
that
the
was
way
as long as in his
rushes?
career?
I mean, His ability to keep plays alive, I think,
is crazy.
I consider him a mobile quarterback because his ability off schedule to make plays.
He's such a hybrid. I wouldn't put him in one. He can live in both worlds. That's why I think he's so good.
You want to have a little bit of both, but Patrick is an anomaly. I mean, obviously, everybody's trying to get to that level of play, but I think you got to have a little bit of both this day and age. I don't know. The perfect quarterback to me will fit the perfect system with the offensive coordinator. You guys work together, have people around you, but mobility does help out. I remember calling plays and, oh my God, I call a play for quarters and I get 3 buzz. It's not going to work. And just please run for a first down once and help me out. You know what I mean? So it does help the play caller a lot to have some kind of ad lib mobility by your quarterback. Not a necessity, but it does help.